Hello and welcome to yet another episode of The Winning Post. I'm Mohit Lalvani in Singapore. Well, over in India, the classic season is underway at the Mahalakshmi Racecourse. 4 of the Indian classics will be run this winter, and, well, some of the contenders were going through their paces last Sunday. Bhavika Thakkar and Mahindra Malia from the Winning Post team were on ground to, well, find out who was on song.
A brand new racing season kicked off at the RWITC in Mumbai on November 17. And although it was a sedate start with compact cars on each of the 2 days of racing this season, what was heartening to see was the good showing of some of the reputed 3-year-olds that are gearing up for the classics ahead. One highly thought of filly has already announced her return to form. Starry Eyes scored a stylish victory in the Maharaja of Morvi Trophy, where she beat a field consisting of Scenic Warrior and Zoravar after an unsuccessful season in Bangalore. The Winning Post caught up with her trainer Cooji Katrak, who spoke about what went wrong with the filly over in Bangalore.
Yeah, Starry Eyes was a definite disappointment in Bangalore. I really can't put a finger on it, and the only thing that I can think of now is that she didn't enjoy the track at all. And as you know, there are horses for courses, and she was just not a horse for the Bangalore course from what I can see. I don't know, she used to work fine up there. She never ever showed poor work up there, but she certainly raced very poorly up there. And I'm happy with the way she's won here now. We have to see how things progress from here onwards. She always had the class, and she still has the class. And I'm hopeful that she will perform well now in the bigger races.
All eyes are on the upcoming classics, and with Starry Eyes winning her first race this season in Mumbai, the trainer's expectations are certainly riding high.
I think we should take it step by step. I think we should first see how she does in the 1,000 guineas and then take a call from there. I think there's no reason why she shouldn't get a trip, because she has a good temperament and that will give her every chance to stay. Well, she certainly was carrying more condition there in Bangalore than she's carrying now, but I gave her more time off now between Bangalore and Mumbai season, and fortunately she hasn't become grass or anything like that. Why she became put on so much condition there, I fail to understand.
On the same day that Starry Eyes showed a splendid performance, Alaindair too gave plenty of evidence of the class he possesses. After an extremely successful Bangalore season, the 3-year-old was missing in action in the Pune season, and the Winning Post caught up with his trainer Altamaash Ahmed to find out why.
After the derby, it was a hard campaign. Basically, he ran in Bombay, he had run in Bangalore summer, and so we then decided to give him a break, lay him off for a while, so that we have him fresh and ready for the Bombay season for the Indian Classics. So that's the reason he didn't run in Pune. And he came out on the first opening day and he won Class 1 quite convincingly. So I'm very happy with the way he's done. I'm looking forward to him for the Bombay season, hoping all goes well.
Much like every other trainer, expectations are riding high for Altamaash as well, especially for the 2,000 guineas as well as the Indian Derby.
Where the Indian Derby is concerned, it will have to be planned absolutely spot on, because it's a mile and a half. He's never run a mile and a half, and that will be the first time he will run a mile and a half. But the Bangalore season campaign of going start to finish was very different, because when he ran the Colts, he was drawn 1. And if you see in Bangalore, the gates are at the mile marker, which, the moment the horses jump out, if you're drawn 1 and you don't have the speed to take a good position, you get pushed back to a position where you never have a chance after that. So he had the speed even as a baby, he jumped and he showed me a lot of speed. So we utilized that in the Colts. And for his luck or whatever you call it, he was drawn 2 in the Bangalore Derby. We had a penetrometer of almost 5.5, 5.6, which was very, very soft going, and he was drawn 2. So again, we had to make use of that speed to get a good position. So we found him out in front. But I don't think he's really a front-running type of horse. I think he's very versatile. He can come from behind. I mean, he did sit a little behind in the lead-up which he ran over here. And he settles beautifully, so there's no problem. It's not that like I said, with age, he has matured. So, where the 2000 guineas is concerned, the running pattern would be a little different, but the Indian Derby will have to consider and try and save him a bit.
Well, impressive performance there. Starry Eyes, slow run race. She quickened beautifully. But the horse that really impressed me was Alaindair, and he's really stretched nicely under what was a very strong Class 1 performance. He's certainly the horse to beat in the Indian 2000 Guineas, which will be sponsored by Delton Royal this year. We'll take a short break on the Winning Post. Come right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Winning Post. We're going to stay in Mahalakshmi and take a look at some of the classic contenders that will be racing this Sunday. But before we do so, well, let's go over behind the scenes and find out, believe it or not, what a horse has to go through to ensure that his teeth are in good shape.
Mouth of a horse plays a crucial role in its training. It is here that the bit is placed when the horse first starts its schooling. It is also through the horse's mouth that the rider can communicate with it as well as steer it. More often than not, slight adjustments to the placing of the bit or the force applied by the rider can make a remarkable difference in the horse's performance. No surprise then that the health of a horse's teeth can have a direct and significant effect on its performance. A fact endorsed by the dentist at RWITC, who has a degree in equine dentistry from New Zealand, even though her basic qualification is that of a human dentist. She works independently at the Royal Western India Turf Club, where her day can sometimes pack in 35 to 40 horses, each one an individual and each with a different problem.
I don't think horses have like one tooth that's hurting per se. It's not like human dentistry. My human patients do point out the tooth that's hurting, but with horses it's more like an entire mouth that needs to be checked out. The entire mouth needs to be checked out, and so I look for sharp edges, so if probably they have sharp edges on one side, they'll probably stir off the other side. So they have all these, each horse is different, each horse is an individual and unique, and they each will show their own signs and symptoms, but usually it is, you'll see problems at the track and you'll see problems with their eating. They have half-eaten matter on their stools probably, or they're not comfortable with a bit while riding. So they'll pack food on one side of their mouth so that they'll quid, so they'll eat food and then they'll spit it out because they're not comfortable swallowing it. So there's a lot of signs and symptoms that help us to detect that there's something going on with a horse. I do keep a very detailed case history with me. So I put down all the complaints that the trainer has or the owner has. I put down their identification and all of that, and I give a very detailed case history before when I complete my work.
Equine dentistry is more similar to its human counterpart than you can imagine. It even encompasses the dreaded root canal. However, luckily for them, the horses are completely sedated during such procedures. And when not sedated, unlike most squeamish human beings, horses make for calm patients.
The root canal case that I've done in New Zealand was on a horse that had some kind of a trauma in the front teeth. So that was a relatively easy case because it was the front teeth and there's easy accessibility and visibility. So what we did was we drilled through to the nerve and got partially the nerve out as much as we could with the human equipment that we had. I do use power tools and the hand tools. I am not involved in surgeries because I'm not a vet. I try, the vets do always come and help me out if there's sedation required. And usually it's just rasping of teeth. It's just, so basically smoothing out all the overgrown teeth, probably, taking care of the milk teeth that are over retained in the mouth, so we just need to take them off. So it's all basically very simple, basic work. They do cooperate very well. They're wonderful. I think the hand instruments are a lot easier on them. It's not as noisy and they're a lot more comfortable. And I think I've learned from one of the best guys there is around doing dentistry. He's been doing, Warwick Burns, he's been doing dentistry for 35 years. So he's amazing at what he does. He's taught me how to really go down and think at their level and really make them comfortable. So as long as you try to make them feel that you're their friend, they're okay.
At the end of the day, a horse's dental well-being is paramount. because a performance horse is controlled by the mouth. He needs to eat well and be able to digest his food well. If there is any dental abnormality, he is more likely to focus on the pain rather than his performance.
The horse's dental well-being is like, I think, of topmost priority, because a performance horse definitely is controlled by the mouth. A performance horse needs to be eating well so that he can digest his food well and that he can perform well. So if there's dental pain or dental abnormalities, he's going to be focusing on the pain rather than the performance. So I think it's very, very important for all horse owners and trainers to definitely take the teeth very, very seriously, and it is a very integral part of the horse's health.
Well, do remember it's important to go to the dentist, as we've just seen. We'll take a short break, come right back and continue at Mahalakshmi Racecourse, where some more classic contenders will go through their paces this Sunday. Welcome back to the Winning Post, and as promised, let's move straight ahead. There are some classic contenders who will go through their paces this weekend. Let's find out who they are and what their chances are.
The focus certainly is on the 2 Indian Guineas coming up in December, and another set of the classic crop will be on display coming Sunday. From the leading stable of Pacey Shroff, 2 fillies need watching. Alaindair, who impressed so very much on her debut, failed to live up to her reputation, returning second best in her next to another rookie, Way Out.
In second spot, Alaindair slightly under pressure. After that is Dinah, but Way Out with a fall.
However, she did show a lot of sparkle on debut, and there is always room for improvement, particularly when the filly is housed in the Shroff stables. Alaindair has the potential, and it would be interesting to note her progress. The flag bearer for the fillies from the Shroff stables would be Circle of Life. The winner of 1 race from 4 starts has depth, class and staying ability. She ran a game second to Jeremiah in the Nanoli Pune Derby and looks the one with scope for improvement. She has the temperament to back her and will be gearing up for the first of the Indian Classics, the Indian 1000 Guineas. However, she will have to reverse a heavy deficit with regard to Starry Eyes, who beat Circle of Life by over 7 lengths in the Forbes Fillies Championship last season in Mumbai.
Jeremiah winning the Pune Derby, taking style from Circle of Life, fight for third. Ministerian Mayor finished third ahead of a Celtic King, Majestic Reward, Falcon, Bombardier, Trans, Kalluma.
Trainer Imtiaz Seth will be looking forward to the challenges ahead with a couple of good runners in his arsenal. Kukinov, who began her career in Bangalore on a winning note over a 6-furlong sprint, has shot up in rating and is close to the 80-point mark in just 5 starts. She picked up 2 more victories after her debut win and now has 3 from 5 starts. She signed off on a winning note in Pune, bagging the Colmore Million in her only start there. She is working well and looks a game challenger in her future assignments. If she scores on her first appearance in Mumbai, she should make one sit-up and take notice in the bigger races ahead.
With a furlong to go, Dynamo is a length and a half ahead. Kukanov is the one moving up strongly in the centre. Remember Me flying on the stand side, but it's going to be Kukanov in the Coolmore Million. Kukanov it is from Remember Me.
Majestic Reward is another one from Imtiaz Seth's stables, and he too, like Kukanov, has logged 3 victories from 5 starts. His last run though in the Nanoli Pune Derby was ordinary, and he did disappoint after a hard-fought victory in the Class 2 a race earlier. He was off the pace in his victorious run over the mile and quarter trip, and the Mumbai track may suit his style. He too has never set his hooves on the Mahalakshmi track, and it would be interesting to see how he relishes the long Mumbai straight.
Trans on the inside, then there's Kallu Mama as the head turn for home. Round the turn and into the straight, and look at Jeremiah has broken away into the lead. Is about 3.5 lengths ahead of Majestic Reward. Circle of Life is making a forward move to move into second. Then there's Celtic King, the Ministerian on the wide of the track. But Jeremiah is well clear of Circle of Life. It's 1 and 2 for trainer Pishra. Jeremiah winning the Pune Derby, taking style from Circle of Life fight for third. Ministerian Mayor finished third ahead of Celtic King, Majestic Reward, Falcon, Bombardier, Trans, Kaluma.
Another one that bears watching is the Altaf Hussain trainee, first and one only. The hopes of the connections ran high while she lined up for her debut, but she seemed soft on the track and failed to make the grade on her forgettable debut. There were rumours about her fitness as well, and true to the whisper, she did not perform to potential. She gets her second outing, and her statement will be interesting to keep tabs on.
Sprints comes to Adam Spirit about a length in front of Superlicious. Fabulous Florence is gaining ground in the middle. On the outside there's Feast of Love, and towards the inside races first and only one. But with about 100 meters more to run, Adam Spirit is still holding on stubbornly from Superlicious and Fabulous Florence. Adam Spirit about 2 lengths in front and going away. It's Adam Spirit who wins it from Fabulous Florence.
Well, and that's all we have on this episode of The Winning Post. Thank you for joining us. If you missed this episode, you can see it on www.facebook.com/winningpostracing or follow me on Twitter at Mohit Lalvani. Till I see you in a week's time, goodbye. Thanks for joining me. Good luck to all the connections, and as always, may the horse be with you.